walking down the street, because that's what Jesus said in John 13. I read it in my Bible study class. I don't give a fuck. And if I get it, I'm going to the hospital and be like, all right, fix me. You were right. Everybody, all hypocritical, all the liberals, you gotta wear the mask, gotta wear the mask. And half of them, when they talk, they're pulling it down. They got it up under their fucking nose. Then the other assholes, they were all patriotic for years. America, love it or leave it. Support the troops. You know, I could get the fuck out. America, love it or leave it. All right, take the vaccine. Well, I don't trust the government. Where the fuck did that come from? I thought you were all about it. I thought you were waving the flag and all of that shit. Listen, here's the deal. We're never gonna solve this shit until we all get on the same page, which we know is never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. So, we gotta set up some Hunger Games shit to solve it. And whoever wins, wins. It's the non-vaxxers versus the vaxxers. So there's a giant field. And all the people who don't want to get the vaccine. All the fatties and the fucking lunatics, right? You gotta fucking run the length of the field and try to make it to the other side while there's a helicopter flying over you and they're shooting the vaccine down at you. Right? Now I know what you're thinking. Well, that ain't fair, man. I'm running in my shit kickers. You're up there in a helicopter, you got a gun. Well, here's how we eat. It's a liberal with the gun, right? They're not good at that shit. Oh my God, is it alive? Is it gonna hit me? I don't feel safe. And by then, you're already halfway there. One of the straps of your overalls is off. And if you make it to the other side, in the end, just like dodgeball, we'll see, we'll just score it. Who won? It's an idea. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I've kind of quit. I got to be honest with you. For the first year of this shit, I was an American, and I was rooting for everybody. And then, I don't know. They let us outside for a couple of weeks, and then they sent us back in. And I just didn't have it in me anymore. It's like, I don't care. I just don't give a shit. I hope a lot more people die. I really do. But the one good thing about this whole pandemic shit, and I really hope by the time this fucking thing comes out, that this will be considered old. I don't know. God willing. But the one great thing about this pandemic shit is it kind of slowed down a little bit of that cancel culture. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of hard to take your dick out at work when you're at home. Some people still manage to do it. They were in some call, no pants on. All of a sudden standing up, their junk right in the screen. Still figured out a way to get fired. It was unreal. It's kind of good, though, that, those creeps got to take a break, because I felt like cancel culture, they were kind of running out of people to cancel. As much as they wanted to make it seem, there really was a finite amount of people that took their dick out at work. Despite the stats, right? Every 1.6 seconds, somebody takes their dick out and shakes it in a woman's face in a cubicle. You're like, what? Every 1.6 seconds? I must not have been paying attention. Every 3.2 seconds, some man jizzes on a bird and rubs it in a woman's face. Holy shit! I didn't know that happened, right? Yeah, so fortunately, they rounded up all of these fucking animals and they got rid of them, right? But it kind of became like this cottage industry, and it was a way to kind of get rid of some men that maybe were in your way, It's like anything. It always the initial thing, you agree with it, and then it kind of gets out of control. So, I don't know. They kind of ran out of people, and there was this kind of hilarious moment, like last year, where they started to try and cancel, dead people. Remember that? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, John Wayne was trending. I'm like, what, they got some found footage? You got a new movie coming out that maybe they shelved? And all of a sudden, it was all these stupid-ass woke white people, right? Oh my God, did you see what John Wayne said in Playboy in 1971? This is a bunch of fucking white people, all up in arms, about a dead white guy. I can no longer tolerate this. I can no longer tolerate dead for 45 years, John Wayne, saying things in a magazine that doesn't exist anymore. I am here for black people. It's fucking idiots. What kind of a fucking idiot white person refers to themselves as woke? You know, if you actually were socially conscious, you'd realize that white people stole that word from black people. Once again, doing the Elvis thing, right? But you know what? I blame black people for that. One of them fucked up. They were at a party, there was white people there, and they let it slip out. Stay woke, however the fuck you say it, and some white person heard it like, who is that? Oh my God. Stay woke? I want to say that. I gotta say that around my white friends so they know that I'm down. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking say that. Fucking woke. I'm fucking woke. I'm a woke signaler. I fucking had it. I've had it. I support black people in my white apartment on Twitter. That's what I do. I'm fucking here for you. Every white person likes to lie to themselves that they were alive, 150 years ago, that they would have been working on the Underground Railroad, trying to help slaves escape, right? I would have been one of the good white people. I would have taken time out of my day, risked my life. And the reality is you'd be doing back then exactly what you're doing today. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Maybe a little hashtag, Black Lives Matter. Oh my God, my heart breaks on my L-shaped couch. My favorite thing about the Black Lives Matter marches was the store windows that would have the plywood over the windows, and then it would say Black Lives Matter on top of the plywood. I just love the duality of that message, It's like, Black Lives Matter, we're all the same, we're all one. Don't burn down my store, you fucking animals. Everybody is welcome in this store. Anyone can come in, one at a time, follow him. It's just a safe space for everyone. Yeah. John Wayne was born in 1907. That's what the fuck he's gonna sound like. Then you got all these douchebags going like, that's not an excuse. It's like, yes it is. It absolutely is. You are of your time. Look at these young kids. Remember that for like a year and a half? They'd take a water bottle, they're all standing around, and one kid would flip it, and if it landed upright, they'd lose, oh shit, they just lose their fucking minds. I didn't understand it, but I'm born in 1968, so I'm just like, all right, well, no one tried to slap it out of the way, You do it enough times, it's gonna fucking land upright. What is happening here, right? I didn't want to ruin their good time, They were excited, they're gonna get on their scooters and ride off. Like a little posse or some shit. I'm like, all right, you can do that. Yeah. So that was like a thing for like half a second. Sean Connery died. The great Sean Connery. Yeah, my favorite James Bond of all time. Yeah, and he was getting a proper send-off for about 8 minutes on Twitter, and then the first hairy-legged white chick shows up, right? And she's just got to be like, really? Really? Are we really going to celebrate this man who advocated the hitting of women? It's like, first of all, he didn't advocate hitting women, okay? He just said, every once in a while, you give him a little slap. Yeah, give him a little back of the hand. You remind them who's making the box office. You reset their hard drive. That's all he said, okay? Yes, it's a crazy statement in 2021. 1976, it's not good. but it's not crazy. Right? And he's born in 1930. You gotta put the shit in historical perspective. You ever watch, I love old movies. You ever watch movies from the 30s, 40s, and 50s? Yeah. Anytime a woman even has heightened emotion, there's some guy like, get a hold of yourself, see? Yeah, go make me a pie, put it on the windowsill. Right? That's what he grew up watching. I grew up in the 70s. I thought being a truck driver was a cool thing. You know, you had a monkey for a friend. You're going around, chicks showing their titties. I thought that was the world. I had no idea. That's what I was watching. My thing is okay, so if you're gonna cancel all of these fucking dead guys, and you're gonna shit all over them after they're dead and they can't defend themselves, why are you only going after men? You know, what about all the horrible women in history? You can't just go after the men. That would be sexist. And this is what they don't want. You know? I mean, what about Coco Chanel? Great example. Coco Chanel, widely considered a feminist icon. She started her own purse factory, right? The 19-teens or 20s, whatever the hell she did. I can't imagine the sexism that she had to deal with, you know? An amazing accomplishment, hats off to her, right? However, she was also a Nazi sympathizer. Yeah, that's like half her fucking Wikipedia page. Just sitting there, waiting for someone to read it. Right out in the open, nothing. So evidently what happened was, in World War II, old Adolf came rolling into town, okay, with his tanks with the Porsche engines in them, took over the town in like fucking 90 minutes. She freaked out. She closes up her shop, right? Figured out where all the head Nazis were staying, what hotel. She moved in there, and she started a relationship with one of the Nazis. Yeah, she started fucking a Nazi. You ever see those Holocaust videos? Huh, with those piles of kid shoes? Yeah, she was sucking the dick that did that. Now, just to refresh my memory, what did Sean Connery do again? Oh, you know, every once in a while you give him a little slap. That's what he did. She's sitting there like, hey, Adolf, what's going on? She so sold out her own country, she had to flee it at the end of the war. And I have no idea how many dicks she had to suck to get back in it. But I'll tell you, despite all of that, I still don't judge her. I don't. Because I've never been in that situation. You know, I've never been in a country where all of a sudden the most powerful army the world has ever seen comes in and takes it over in a couple hours. She must have been terrified, right? And she's a woman. You know, she's into fashion. They show up with those Hugo Boss uniforms. You know, her knees buckle a little bit. Things start getting ugly. People are getting shot in the street. She's freaking out. You know. And she's a woman. And women know, push comes to shove, when you get your back against the wall, no matter how bad it gets, they always have the option of fucking their way out of a situation. They always got that card they can play, right? All women know this. All women know this. Men don't realize this till they go to prison. But women learn this early on. She had the option, and she took it. I can't get mad at her for that, you know? So she's dead and gone. I think she's up there in heaven. I think she made it. She's up there with Sean Connery. Every once in a while, they have a disagreement. He gives a little slap, you know? She doesn't care. Once you shit on a Nazi's chest, I mean, a little backhand's not going to freak you out. Jesus can't say anything. He got a hooker, right? Everybody's got a little something they did.
It was the Friday night gala, the kind of corporate event filled with champagne, laughter, and the quiet undercurrent of power. I should have been celebrating with my colleagues, but my focus was fixed on her. My wife, Serena, walked into the room as if she owned it, hair flawlessly styled, lips painted red, confidence radiating from every step. Then my stomach tightened as I watched her lean toward another man, laughing and smiling in a way that made me feel invisible, as though I didn't exist at all. That smile wasn't harmless. It was intimate, lingering, the kind of smile meant for another life, one I had never agreed to share. I took a slow breath, forcing calm to cover the storm rising inside me. For months, I had noticed the small signs, guarded glances at her phone, unexplained evenings out, a shift in her energy when she thought I wasn't paying attention. Still, I never imagined she would be this obvious, this public. Yet there she was, wrapped in someone else's attention, treating me like background scenery. My hands curled into fists. Then I did something that surprised even me. I walked away. I left her standing there basking in her sense of control and headed toward the door. The room blurred with music and chatter as I stepped into the cold night air, trying to steady my thoughts. I gave her arrogant space to breathe, allowing the truth of her betrayal to settle in. That's when I understood something. Walking away wasn't the end. Walking away was the beginning of a storm she never saw coming. She mistook my silence for surrender, my exit for weakness. She was wrong. 10 minutes later, I returned, not angry, not confrontational, but calm and deliberate. The kind of calm that unsettles people more than shouting ever could. As I stepped back inside, eyes subtly shifted toward the tension forming. Serena noticed me instantly, the playful glint in her eyes flickering when she realized I was back. Before she could react, I simply stood there watching. I let the silence stretch, heavy and suffocating, until the mood in the room changed. She grew uneasy. I could see it. Then it happened. She leaned closer to the same man, preparing to continue her act when my calm voice finally cut through the low hum of conversation. "You've been hiding more than just your smiles from me, Serena." The room fell silent. Conversation stopped. Glasses hovered in midair before being slowly lowered. Laughter died halfway through breaths. Serena froze, her carefully crafted facade cracking, her smile faltered, her legs stiffening as if she had suddenly realized she was trapped under a spotlight she couldn't escape. Panic flickered across her face. She tried to laugh it off, a weak, nervous laugh that never reached her eyes. I took a deliberate step closer, making sure everyone felt the weight of my presence. My voice stayed calm, almost gentle, yet every word cut sharply through her arrogance. "You think I don't see what's been happening behind my back, but I do, and now everyone here will, too." Her hands began to tremble. She pressed a finger to her lips, trapped between denial and rising panic. The man she had been charming stiffened immediately, sensing that this was far more than a simple disagreement. Whispers began softly, then spread. Colleagues exchanged confused, horrified looks as the tension thickened. Serena's face drained of color. Her body shook uncontrollably. In that instant, she realized her private deceit had become painfully public. The moments she believed were invisible, the secret phone calls, the stolen nights, the carefully constructed lies, now hung in the air like a gathering storm. Then she screamed, a raw, terrified sound that froze the room. Glasses rattled on the tables. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Even the music seemed to fade as every eye turned toward her. Her knees buckled, and she sank toward the floor. The fear in her eyes was unlike anything I had ever seen. It wasn't anger or embarrassment. It was pure, unfiltered terror. The kind that comes when there is nowhere left to run. I can't, she stammered, her voice cracking. I didn't mean, I never. But the words wouldn't come. I stepped closer, each movement slow and intentional, silent like a predator circling its prey. I let the room feel the full weight of her exposure, the tension so thick it pressed against every chest. Then, softly but unmistakably, I said, "Admit it. Admit everything." Her eyes darted wildly around the room as she realized her carefully maintained life, the secret nights, the whispered lies, the betrayal, was collapsing. She shook, unable to deny it any longer. I've been seeing him, she finally whispered, her confession echoing in the stunned silence. Every colleague, every friend, every witness heard it. What she thought was hidden was now a public spectacle. I didn't respond right away. I didn't need to. The room was frozen, heavy with the truth. The man she had smiled at shifted nervously, suddenly aware of what this meant. I walked past them toward the exit, leaving Serena on the floor, trembling as the full weight of her actions settled in. Her world, carefully built on lies and manipulation, had collapsed. Everyone there would remember this moment, the instant her duplicity was finally exposed. The ending was brutal and unmistakable. She had spent months trying to humiliate me, to charm others, to conceal her betrayal. Yet one terrified scream, one quiet observation, and one calm confrontation destroyed it all. She exposed herself not only to me but to everyone she had tried to impress or control. Her pride lay shattered, her lies laid bare, her power gone. She remained there in the aftermath of her own undoing, frozen, terrified, and completely powerless.